Just off the coast of Senegal, in West Africa, lies Gorée Island. A small island, barely a kilometer long, it holds a history far larger than its size. For centuries, Gorée was a pivotal point in the transatlantic slave trade, a gateway through which millions of Africans were forcibly transported to the Americas. Its strategic location made it a prime location for European powers to establish trading posts. From the 15th to the 19th centuries, Gorée became a bustling center for this inhumane trade. European powers, including the Portuguese, Dutch, English, and French, all vied for control of Gorée. The island changed hands multiple times, each period marked by the expansion of the trade. The architecture of Gorée, a blend of colonial styles, stands as a reminder of this turbulent past. The brightly colored houses, now home to a vibrant community, once housed slave traders and merchants. Gorée Island stands as a stark reminder of this dark chapter in human history. It also serves as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring strength of African culture. Gorée Island offers a poignant reflection on the complexities of history and the enduring impact of the transatlantic slave trade. No structure on Gorée Island is as synonymous with the horrors of the slave trade as the Maison des Esclaves, the House of Slaves. This large pink building, now a museum and UNESCO World Heritage Site, stands as a chilling reminder of the dehumanization and brutality inflicted upon millions of Africans. It is a place where the weight of history is palpable, and the silence speaks volumes of the suffering endured within its walls. Built in the late 18th century, the Maison des Esclaves served as a holding pen for enslaved Africans awaiting transport across the Atlantic. Men, women, and children were crammed into its dark, airless dungeons, often shackled and chained, deprived of basic necessities, and subjected to unimaginable cruelty. The house is designed to maximize profit for the enslavers, with cramped spaces for holding large numbers of captives and minimal provisions for their survival. One of the most poignant features of the Maison des Esclaves is the door of no return. This doorway, opening directly onto the Atlantic Ocean, represents the final point of no return for countless Africans forced through its threshold. It symbolizes the separation of families, the severing of ties to homeland, and the brutal journey into the unknown that awaited those who passed through it. For many, this door marked the last time they would ever set foot on African soil. Today, the Maison des Esclaves serves as a powerful reminder of the horrors of slavery. It is a place for reflection and remembrance, where visitors can bear witness to the stories of those who were imprisoned within its walls. The museum within the Maison des Esclaves documents the history of the transatlantic slave trade, highlighting the experiences of enslaved Africans and the lasting impact of this horrific chapter in human history. It stands as a stark warning against the dangers of racism, prejudice, and the dehumanization of others. Life for the enslaved Africans on Gorée Island was one of unimaginable hardship and suffering. From their capture to their arrival on the island, they endured brutal treatment. Confined to overcrowded dungeons, they faced deplorable conditions. The dungeons were dark, damp, and infested with vermin. The air was thick with the stench of sweat, excrement, and disease. Food and water were scarce and often contaminated. Those who succumbed to disease were often left to die. The physical suffering was compounded by psychological trauma. Families were torn apart, with loved ones sold to different traders. The constant fear of being chosen for the next shipment weighed heavily on their minds. The slave traders treated their captives with unimaginable cruelty. The experience of captivity on Gorée Island left an indelible mark on the survivors. The memory of Gorée remained a haunting reminder of their stolen freedom. Gorée Island's role in the transatlantic slave trade is undeniable, its history etched into the very fabric of its being. However, over the years, certain myths and misconceptions have arisen, obscuring the true extent of its involvement. One persistent myth is that Gorée Island was the primary point of departure for millions of enslaved Africans. While it was a significant trading post, it was not the largest. Other locations like Elmina Castle in Ghana and Bunce Island in Sierra Leone saw greater volumes of human trafficking. Goree's prominence is partly due to its accessibility as a tourist destination and its powerful symbolism. Another misconception is that most enslaved Africans were transported directly from Goree to the Americas. The Transatlantic Slave Trade was a complex network involving multiple stages and destinations. Goree played a role, but it was just one link in a much larger chain of exploitation. By debunking these myths, we can gain a deeper understanding of this historical period. It is essential to acknowledge the suffering on Goree Island without inflating its significance. Only then can we truly honor the memory of those who were enslaved and work towards a more just future.